Good morning, Mr. Marson.
Hi, Joanna. How are you?
Very good. We
Episode
celebrated your birthday yesterday. How were
we did.
you?
Yeah. I'm not gonna be humble. Yeah, it was a great day actually. Good breakfast. I really enjoyed the time in the morning. So yeah, that was really cool. Another thing I think for celebration is our episode today because we're 26th episode, man. We've been doing this for 6 months straight.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
I know. We said we are going to be consistent. We're going to try to every weekend. Did we miss? I think we missed one. Meaning not miss, but like we had to remake
Move
one.
it to a different day to record. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool. Very
yeah.
cool. I'm
So
very
good
happy
job.
about that. But let's say good morning or hi to everybody that's watching. Tell them what we're doing here.
All right, you guys. So we're here to share with you our weight loss journey. We've lost 100 pounds combined together. We're going
110,
for another.
110, 110.
Sorry, 110 pounds. We're going for another 100 together. And we're just documenting our journey, how we're doing this, the goods, the bad, and just sharing information out there that works for us to hopefully help you out with losing weight and just an overall improving your health when you reach that mid 40s and on, or even before.
Yeah,
It's definitely
basically,
helpful.
yeah, I don't think it's like necessarily the age thing. When it's we were following intermittent fasting for our protocol, and it basically we're trying to do it in a healthy way. We don't sort of go nuts. We didn't sign up on a gym on January 1st. It's just something that we're doing over a longer period of time. We're very realistic about it, and as long as the numbers change over a longer period of time, we're happy.
Correct.
So that's it. What are we talking about today?
So today our main point will be 72-hour fast, but we will start with explaining how you get to the 72 hours, how it's
Hmm.
good for you.
Yeah.
Then explain the 72 hours, the benefits of it, and why would you like to do it. And
Yeah.
also share with you the idea of our experiment of how we have done it before.
Yeah. Perfect.
So maybe we can start.
Yeah. Let's. And I think we have a chart that you're gonna ask me to bring up. With just to visually show folks kind of what
Just
happens
visually.
when you get to 72. And before we get going, I just wanted to say you did hear Joanna correctly. She said 72 hours. I remember when I heard 72 hours for the first time, I kind of freaked out because it just for somebody that's not familiar with intermittent fasting, not eating for a day, 2 or 3, it's just unheard of. I always thought you would technically pretty much die
Die. I
if you
thought I was
don't
going to die.
if you don't put food in your mouth. It doesn't work apparently this way. It's just hormones. Something kicks in your body to signal that you're hungry. You can punch through it, and I'm sure a lot of times in your life you did. We typically do it with food, like we're hungry, then we forget, get busy, especially
Yeah.
like busy moms running around. You grab something on the go or not, and then the feeling goes away, and then it comes back after a couple hours. Same thing with like being tired. Sometimes 8, 9 o'clock, we feel the being tired because it's the again hormones are being released. Melatonin kicks in at night, and then we punch through it, and then it's really hard to like kind of quote unquote get tired again because the hormone is not being released. So it kind of sucks because then we have to wait for another wave almost to feel tired. So I just wanted to throw it out. We have done 72. I only did 72 hours once. How many times have you done 72 hours?
Twice.
Brave woman. It's not easy. Like even for we're kind of used to intermittent fasting, and 72 hours is not easy. 24 hours, people like sometimes struggle when they're starting. 48 is it's pretty hardcore. 72, like you are gonna be pushing, you are
Yeah.
gonna be uncomfortable, but the benefits it brings, like that's something that you keep in your mind. Nobody does 72 hours voluntarily and enjoys doing it, but 72 hours is one of those things where it's like, if I can only last to 72 hours, I'm going to get all of those benefits, which is what Joy and I will be talking about today.
Yeah. All right. So
How do we get there?
let's start off. How do we get there?
Yeah.
As we all know, intermittent fasting, basically, you don't want to eat for at least 12 hours. That's when you begin fasting, not eating 12 hours. You want ketones to start being produced, and you want to start burning your natural fat. Intermittent fasting is great for weight loss, for controlling your glucose, for decreasing your blood pressure, and decreasing brain fog. Ladies, my menopausal ladies out there, it honestly helps with the brain fog as well as your hot flashes. I've been experiencing hot flashes. That's what got me into this whole changing my lifestyle. I got to be honest with you, ladies. If I fast my hours and I look at how much sugar I eat, I do not have hot flashes, which is I can only say it works for me 100%. So I would completely recommend. All right, so 12 hours you're not eating. Then we move on to 17 hours. So 17 hours, that is when autophagy begins. And what is autophagy? Autophagy is this great way that your body automatically cleans up any garbage that you have laying around. So your cells start taking out the broom, the vacuum, and they're cleaning up. They're basically consuming everything that's bad in your body. And that starts at 17 hours. It's an awesome tool to have and to detox your body, and it helps with balancing hormones. So, you ladies out there that want to get pregnant and can get pregnant, I really recommend fasting for about a month, doing at least 17 to 18 hours. Next is 24 hours. What happened?
Before you go
Yeah.
there, one word on autophagy. If it's a new word for you, if you know what it is, fantastic. If you don't know what it is, Joanna mentioned cleanup and whatever. I always say your body burns the bad stuff first. So if you have
Mhm.
any crap in your body, any bad cells that are deficient or not working as expected, your mitochondria, which is the main engine in your cells, if anything is sort of not working up to your body's expectations, this is what's being tackled first. So this cleanup is awesome. Makes you feel great. It starts. You said 70. You're at 17 hours, so it
17
starts at
hours. Mhm.
17, and it gets better progressively. The longer you're in that state, that's what I like to do. 24 hour, like we're enough get to 24 hour or like 36 preferably, because I
Mhm.
get a little bit of a little bit of autophagy going, and a lot of people claim that it's because they have this cleanup they don't get sick as much, because it's really like your body is just sort of doing a nice maintenance on your body during that window, and not a lot of crap is around. Autophagy is one of the things that is being implemented for cancer patients.
Yes.
They're actually trying to dial down on the chemistry, and they literally tell them, "Hey, 5 days you're not going to be eating. You're just going to be on minerals and water." And what that is doing is it's that 70% of how they're treating the patient. So 70% is the 5 day fast, then they eat a little bit, then they put him again on 5 day fast, then they eat again a little bit, then they put him on, like it's a continuous cycle, and then they add chemistry like chemo or whatever. Like it's super 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 efficient. It's been proven, science about it. Look it up, autophagy. So that's when it starts. Okay, you were talking about 24 hours. Sorry.
Yes, 24 hours. So your autophagy is going, your ketones are up there, you got rid of your brain fog. At 24 hours, your microbiome gets a brand new reset. The old stuff dies off, your body just cleaned it up, and you're going to be building up new microbiome. As you know, microbiome is now linked to your depression, to your weight loss, to basically everything in your body. So going for 24 hours is awesome to do after you've been taking antibiotics, after you've been using birth control for a long time, because birth control really does a horrible job with your microbiome in your gut. I recommend doing it once a week. That's what I like to do, and it feels great. But again, you're going to work your way through there. Don't just jump into a 24-hour fast, but it's definitely doable. So 36 hours. At 36 hours, again, your ketones are up, you're in autophagy, everything is moving great, and now 36 hours is great for losing weight. That's why they call it the burning fast period of time, because this is when you're going to start burning any stored sugar, as well as you start working on reducing your cholesterol. I mean, it's really amazing. So 36 hours. At 48 hours, it is called the dopamine reset. Why? Because it works on your dopamine receptors on your brain, and it's great for reducing anxiety. So some of those that our brain just it takes over, which is our menopausal women too. We tend to get more anxious, more nervous. Do a 48-hour fast. It really helps you reset your brain to get again, because it's going to do a self cleanup, and then your receptors are up, ready to absorb new chemicals. So it's really helpful. And Marcin, maybe now you can show us the diagram to better understand this.
Yeah, and before I do that, three things, because maybe you're not familiar with terms you mentioned. I think you mentioned
Dopamine, maybe.
dopamine you
Mhm.
mentioned, and then you mentioned microbiome. So microbiome, it's the little guys in your gut. It's basically millions, trillions, or whatever of bacteria that's sitting in your gut. Those are the guys responsible for digesting your food. So microbiome is critical. It's you said 24 hours improve your gut microbiome. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you're basically giving those guys a little bit of a break because they're consistently working, making sure
Mhm.
to keep you healthy and it's digestion and everything sort of springs out of your microbiome for the to the rest of your body. So you're basically giving microbiome the break. Joanna does 48 hours reset, and then she goes in and then she has this protocol. We included in another episode where
Yes.
she does like fermented foods, whether it's cabbage or cucumbers or whatever it is, something fermented
Mhm.
yogurts and stuff like that. So you can look it up, or you can ask questions, or you can reach out to her and she'll tell you exactly what she's doing. But that's microbiome. And then the dopamine is basically hormone that's in your it's actually not a hormone. I think it's a neurotransmitter that kicks in your brain. So your reward system. Think about like when things go, things go south a little bit, and then you're looking for something. Different people have different things. Some people will, when they're a little upset, they will reach for a donut. Some people will reach for a beer. Some people will
Yeah.
go to the casino. Some people, it's a reward system. Some people will have sex. Whatever it is, whatever works
Mhm.
in your reward system, that's what it is. Dopamine is neurotransmitter that kicks in right before you do the activity. So it's like whenever you're planning to have that drink, like dopamine is the highest. Some people whatever before you go to the casino. Like once you're in the casino, start spending money, you're not as happy anymore. But before you do it, that's when it happens. So dopamine reset is great. One more thing I want to say, because I'm a dopamine nut, meaning
Mhm.
I just I almost have a love hate relationship with dopamine. But the thing is, um, the I think I lost my train of thought.
Probably something that you've read.
What is it?
But it's probably something that you've read about dopamine.
Yeah, I was saying that like it's good to have that. No, I know what it was. What it was the when you're on your phone. Like a lot of people don't think of it that it's a reward system because you're just on your phone. But like if you think about it, actually, the fun fact. Facebook hired the not one but two companies that used to do sort of a neural linking of your behaviors to kind of your head, and just gets complicated. But the two companies are responsible for keeping you on your phone. So as you're scrolling through, it's the same thing. Those companies were responsible for managing machines at casinos before, because imagine the same way as you kind of play the machine and you pull the lever and then
Mhm.
you wait for the result, and then something happens, dopamine goes down, and then they repeat the cycle. You pull it again, or you hit the button, you wait, and this another thing happens. So same thing happens if you're on your phone with as you're scrolling down. You scroll, you see something, get excited, dopamine goes down, then you scroll down, then you scroll down, and so it's this ongoing cycle because your brain likes the dopamine hits. So resetting that system is, out of all the benefits when she's talking to me, it's one of the best things that can happen in 48 hours. So even if you had to do it for that, just so you're not as responsive to like your phone and whatever, you basically give your body, your brain, like a break to like, because you don't really need to do that. It's bad for you, as we all know it. It's the best thing that you can do
Yeah.
within like 2 days. So you wanted me to pull up the chart. I think this is what you wanted to take a look at, right?
Yeah. This is just a quick overview to see visually, because you always say that you see things more better
Yeah,
visually, right?
absolutely. Like when
So,
you want me to
mhm.
walk through it?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, sure. So the chart. I am visual guy. Whenever somebody talks, it just sometimes the problems with focus, I guess, or maybe selective hearing with my wife. But the thing is, Joanna was talking about the 17-hour window, right? I think you started like 12, and then 17 was next. So that line the box that you see here, this is the line basically shows you the time from like hour 17, and then it goes down to like 48. So this is the block that Joanna talks about. This is from like 17, 24, 48. If you can get yourself somewhere within this window, a lot of you're gonna hear us or a lot of people saying like, I do 18.6, and most of you watching this already know, but if you don't, 18 hours and 17 hours is like something that's easy to maintain once you get going with intermittent fasting. So a lot of people do 18 because they have a lot of benefits coming out of the getting to that point.
Yeah.
And now when we're looking at five big benefits that are that you guys get out of fasting, it's the getting you're trying to do two different things. You're trying to add to your body, and you're trying to remove from your body. So what you're trying to remove from your body, meaning lower in your body, is glucose and insulin. That for you, you should be attempting to bring both down. So as you can see, after hour 17, there's actually a difference of like that funnel kind of goes down a little bit, a little narrower. So between hour 17 or like 48, there's a big difference. And for those of you that have insulin resistance, for those of you that are type 2 diabetes and want to lower it, doing this for an extended period of
Yeah.
time, and when I say that, it's not a week or 2 or 3 days,
Mhm.
it's months. It could be, for some people, could be depending on how bad it is in your case, but it could be anything from 6 months to maybe 3 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's definitely something just by eating alone, no chemicals, no drugs, you can definitely get there. And so the first one is glucose and insulin. You can see both are kind of narrowing down as the longer you do the fasting. So 72-hour window, which we talk about, or which you're going to talk about in a second.
Yes.
In a second, I mean, you can see the insulin. It just like it's super slim at the bottom. Like in that window, 72 right here, you get the most benefits out of it. So like trying to get to 3 days is phenomenal.
Mhm.
Same for glucose. Then it's sort of like it kind of stays the same for
Yeah.
glucose and insulin. So like pushing beyond that level of 3 days, it's not necessary. Only if you wanted to focus on the other three benefits, you'll see that it grows still like
Mhm.
to day 5.
Yeah.
So glucose and insulin, you'll see the reaction. The HGH is the growth hormone. It took me a long time to realize what it is. Growth hormone is basically, think of like Lego blocks. Your body uses the growth hormone to build anything. So whenever
Mhm.
there's a deficiency in your body, with your ear, your heart, your lungs, your whatever, your body takes those Lego blocks and puts them. So your body normally releases growth hormone. When you're going under 12 hours, it's almost non-existent.
Yeah.
That's why when people never change their diet, they have to actually inject growth hormones in their body, like with syringes and stuff. But when you simply do intermittent fasting and your body recognizes that it's running out of resources a little bit, then it's automatically kicking in its growth hormone production. And that's why you see that funnel like anywhere beyond 12 hours. Even when you enter 17 hours, like it's already increasing a little
Mhm.
bit in that section here. But then when you get to like the 48-hour window, you get a lot of that stuff. So anything broken in your body, even like healing when you cut yourself,
Yeah.
happens faster like during that time period when you're doing this. So 48 hours, and then 72 hours. not much different from like 48 hours. So for growth hormone, I would say still stay within 48. Don't push too hard because doing 72 is really hard. Now, when it comes to like ketones on the other hand, when you do measurements, anything under 12 hours, the ketones in your blood are almost non-existent. You do your keto meter thingy,
Yeah.
keto mojo, and it shows like really nothing. It really takes some time to work it up, but like you can see that when you go to 18 hours, 17 to 18 hours, 24 hours, you're gonna see like big growth. If you get to
Hmm.
72 hours, like you should be pretty high when you measure your ketones. And same with autophagy. Joanna said the rebuilding cycle, the cleanup process. Autophagy almost starts at like 17,
Yeah.
24. Like it's present, but nothing crazy. And then 48 hours and 72 hours, obviously different. So like that healing process, that's why I mentioned the patients, the cancer patients, they push them all the way down to 120, which is 5 days. And yes, water and minerals. And we've talked about it in previous episodes. If you don't know what minerals, reach out to just ping Joanna and she'll tell you. She can even probably send you a link. Stuff that we use from salts to like element or whatever that we mix with water. But that's really what it is. All right. So 72 hours. You want to talk about benefits?
Yes. So 72 hours. As you see, like Marcin just showed us, you get the benefit of everything. The things that need to go down, go down. Your growth hormone is there to start rebuilding stuff. Autophagy is on its max, cleaning everything out. And ketones are there to give you energy, keep you bright. Your brain loves ketones. And you're sharp, you're bright. It's great. But it's called an immune reset. Why? Most of your any chronic diseases, I'm sorry, are usually from a chronic or an immune response. Your skin irritations that people get, all of these get cleared up after being in a 72-hour fast. Um, it regenerates stem cells. And what are stem cells? Stem cells are your blank cells that are great because they go in and they, like Marcin said, like with the growth hormone, patch up anything that is not sick or needs an extra boost, especially if you have any muscle skeletal injuries, which are your sprains, your broken bones. If you actually fast for 72 hours, all this stuff will heal up much faster because along with the growth hormone being high and your body gets rid of everything bad, your body starts rebuilding everything nicely together, and the stem cells come in, growth hormone comes in and cleans up everything. It also decreases effects of aging. So my ladies that go out there and get all this work, that's great, but if you don't want to put that in your body, go into a 72-hour fast once a month.
I heard that
Works
if you
great.
don't, I heard that if you don't eat at all, you get really pretty. Is that true?
No. So yeah, so 72 hours is definitely beneficial. I definitely recommend it. Like I said, Marcin and I only I think Marcin did tried it twice as well. I think you did.
What, the
But
2?
yeah, I think we
One
did
time.
too. One time. Okay, so I don't know how I did it by myself once, but yeah, I did it. I jumped into it once too. I do get this. Once in a while, I'm just tired and I know I'm completely off. I'm tired of eating. I'm tired. I feel my body being tired. And I just say, oh, that's it. I'm not eating. And he always laughs at me because I don't eat for 24, 36 hours. And then I start up again. So yeah, so I definitely recommend it. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it's definitely doable. As like with any fast, a lot of it is your brain, you getting mentally ready for it to do it, knowing that you'll be a little bit hungry, but knowing the benefits of it after, I think is what keeps me going and actually might keep you going as well. So now, how do we do this?
Yeah. So before we do that, sorry, I switched over. The and I got stuck again. I think I need fast. I need
You
extended.
do. You're going in at 24. I don't care.
No, I know what I wanted to say. You were saying when you were doing it, like when you hop on, you said that you were like feeling it sometimes, and you do it, and it's the weirdest thing because when I like look at her doing it, and I know you're like super regular with this, and you just it's almost like part of your regiment where
Yeah.
it seems like whenever you're I don't know feeling it, or maybe it's a calendar thing, but like when you hop on, it's very interesting to watch you because it's like the 24 hours you do without like sweat.
Hmm.
So it's pretty seems to be I don't know what for somebody that's observing you seems easy, but you do the 24 hours. But then when you do the extended one, like the 48 or even the 36,
Yeah.
you actually can see your like mood improving. And I don't know if it's mood or whatever, but the thing is, uh, when you do fasting, prolonged fasting, and when you do same thing happens with cold plunges. Very interestingly, um, your body goes into this like preservation mode. So it's really interesting to know that because when you do cold plunge and you submerge yourself and you're up in
Hmm.
like in the cold water up to your
Yeah.
neck, right? There's like you have sensory systems in the back of your neck that kind of signal to your body that like, hey, next thing is brain. So like you better do something about what's going on right now, right? And your body basically just flushes all the oxygen and blood into your brain, and you get all like activated. You get the dopamine for like 6 hours, so you're all happy and productive and like motivated. And the same thing happens with you when I'm observing you when you do like anything beyond 24, like 36, 48, 72. Like I know somewhere in the middle, maybe it seems like you maybe you had crisis because it's like, oh, I'm hungry, but like
I do.
they
40 something hour. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but like when you get to 72, when you're on day
Mhm.
3, and it could be just because you know you're gonna eat that day, right? Already. But the one thing is you are very sort of alive, meaning, because it's the same thing, preservation. The story behind it is that it's like if you were back in caveman days, your body needs to supply your brain with all the like minerals, all the needed fuel for you to get yourself and figure out like what is that you need to do.
Yeah.
So your cognitive functions are through the roof. A lot of people are doing like a 48, 72 hour, sometimes even 5 days before they do like interviews or presentations, or because it's funny how easy it is to like on your recall to remember things, to be articulate, it's just phenomenal. So I remember when I did the 3 days, day 3 feels like you're on drugs, man. Because I mean, you're so like awake and aware, and like everything is just
Yeah.
like makes sense. You're so clear. The fogginess, like if you have problems with that, if you ever try doing 3 days, all the fogginess goes away. Like you're not gonna believe what's gonna happen to you. So I just wanted to say that because a lot of people don't even know that's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do we do it? Let's go back and forth. I want to keep it to as close to 30 minutes as possible, but let's start with you and then back to me, and then we're gonna swap. But like, what do you do the day before? Just kind of
Yeah.
things on your mind.
So the day before, I stick to my hours, and I definitely do not, the less carbs I include or glucose, the easier it is next day. Try to stay away, and definitely don't end your day with eating something sweet, because it's going to be very hard the next day.
Okay, done.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, for me, I can do one day. I have to do 3 days. One day is not enough. Maybe it's just because I eat more crap or something. I don't know. But like, I have to be conscious. Like when I do 72, I need 3 days of like, okay, I gotta start drinking more water. I have to
Mhm.
cut down more crap. Definitely no eating like not finishing my last. You know how we like tell ourselves those bullshit stories? Oh, I'll just have my last donut because I'm gonna diet. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah.
do that. So So I have to. And how do I know? Because I have done it, right? Like I would have a heavy meal, and then I would wake up in the morning at like 8 in the morning, and first thing on my mind would be food. So for me, 3 days. I agree with you. Stuff, non carbs, some water. That's how I get prepared. All right, in the morning.
So, but then you also got to prepare yourself. So you definitely want to
Mm,
have enough of it. The way there's two ways to do it: water only, which I don't recommend doing it first time, where it's only 3 days of water and electrolytes only. I recommend doing it the way that we did it the first time, which is with bone broth. So what you want to make sure is that you prepare, actually buy or fill your jugs, whatever you want to do, but have at least 3 liters of water for each day prepared if you're going out to buy that water. So get your 3 liters of water each day, which is a minimum of 3 liters a day. I'm sorry, and a total of you want to have 9 liters of water standing there waiting for you. A good water would be your mountain spring water. Those are the best for you. It has some natural minerals in it, and it will help you get through. Also, you want to have 2 cartons of bone broth, chicken, vegetable, or beef, up to you, but have that ready. So your first day, you're definitely going to start with making sure you drink your 3 liters of water. And during your regular time that you would have your first meal, you're going to drink your first bone broth. I remember we follow Brecca said to even eat it with a spoon. Like you would be, so your brain thinks that you're eating a meal. I can't do that. It drives me nuts. I'd rather drink it. And then continue with the water, and then again have your broth again at what would be your regular dinner time, and that ends your day one. Anything you want to add to that?
So yeah, no, I think just from my experience, I don't want to add anything there. But but I remember my day one. I mean, I was like feeling good about it. I started
Mhm.
water, and then lunch came, and like I had to had my bone broth. I know some people are trying to like punch through it. Don't be too brave. It's better to do it like the dirty way first time. If you can
Yeah.
do it the dirty way, then you can try the clean way. So I had to had my bone broth, and then I was kind of looking forward to the second one, and it was a struggle at night because 9 o'clock. That's when we feel the fatigue. Your brain is
Mhm.
not there. Your decision fatigue, and like we just made bad decisions at night. So my only thing was I think I ended up in bed super early, like 8:45 or something, and I just wanted to go to sleep, just so I could kind of punch through it. Um, and I've done 24 before, so it shouldn't be technically this hard. But I had this mental thing in my brain that, oh my God, it's going to be 72. So
Yeah.
like it automatically felt heavier, right? So that was day one on my side. Day two?
Yeah. Day two. I think day two for me is the hardest day. At that point, so again, you have your 3 liters of water. I did forget to mention you can have your coffee. Don't try to skip. There's all different levels of doing this fasting. I have my coffee and I have my vitamins as well. I just eliminate food. That's the only thing that I do. um, day two is just your water. I do add electrolytes on day three because they really help me to move forward. Yeah, and that's it. And you're gonna be cranky. It's okay. You're gonna be cranky. Stay away from stores if you can. Try to keep yourself busy and go to sleep early. That's my advice
Yeah.
for day two.
Yeah. On my end, day two, I was more like anxious. Again, it's like nervousness, not comfortable, and like, and I remember the first time I did it. You still this whole idea of like not putting food in your mouth. You almost feel like you're doing something illegal. But the thing is, I had coffee in the morning with MCT oil. That's what I like to just add a tablespoon or whatever. I mix it up in a little mixer. and that gives me 100 calories. No, not super clean fast. Who cares? I like to. It doesn't affect me, especially now with Element having the raw, unflavored version.
Yes.
You can have that. So it's basically your electrolytes in a little sachet. So in the morning, MCT oil, coffee. Then I just water throughout the day. It did suck around lunchtime just because it's my meal time. So 12 o'clock, like I was thinking about food a lot, but again, Joanna said busy. Like schedule, if you're planning on doing this thing, if you have like a project around a house that like, oh, I have to, whatever, just make it up, clean the garage or clean
Mhm.
moldings, or it's like, it's almost better to like, okay, I'm getting hungry. I'm going to start doing that right now. If you're at work, it kind of sucks when you're at work and you have not a lot to do. Like then you're stuck and all you're thinking about is food. So get busy, do something good for work, and so create a project for yourself. Same thing around dinner time, just because it's mental game and it's because mental and it's your hormones. And always remember the hormones are going to be released for about 2 hours. So that feeling is worst case 2 hours goes away, and then you're not hungry again until whatever 3 hours, 4 hours later. Um, and you deal with it the same way. Water,
Yeah.
electrolytes, water with salt. I know I had Element probably right before bedtime. I was so hungry, and I just had the whole bottle of Element and cold water. Went to bed. It was probably 9:30, and day three.
Yeah. So day three, I felt like for me the hunger went away a little bit. Actually,
Yeah,
went away a lot. It
yeah,
felt good.
yeah,
And then you're just excited and you're waiting till your time ends. I do this odd thing where I stop eating around 2 p.m. because then it gets me, you can stop eating at 2 p.m. and then the next day 2 p.m. is already a day.
yeah,
So basically, it's not like it just feels shorter for me. Again, everybody's different.
yep,
The third day makes it much easier to wait till 2 p.m. to eat than wait till 5 or 7 or whatever time at that point. So yeah, I know this is a lot of information, but the next episode, what I want to do is actually share with you guys uh, the the items that we use during our longer fasts. And the episode after that, I want to share with you guys how to break a fast that is longer than 24 hours properly. So those episodes will be a little bit shorter, but will be straight to the point where you guys are going to know which episode to watch for. Okay, what can I eat during a fast? Because there are fasting snacks. And what's the best water to drink or broth to take or electrolytes? That's what we'll be sharing with you guys the next episode. The week after that, I will be sharing with you exactly how to break your fast to build up new microbe in your gut and to not feel sick after, because some of us overdo it for the first meal and then feel sick for the rest of the day. And that wasn't the point of fasting for so long.
yeah. Do I get to share my day three, or you just skip
Yes,
me?
you do. I'm
Like
sorry, I just went on.
ignore me? I have nothing to add. Day three was super easy because you're excited. You know you're gonna eat. I was actually my anxiety went down, but I was. It literally felt like drinking five espressos, like a lot of, and it's just The funny thing about this is that it feels unnatural, but it's actually natural way of feeling. So like a lot of energy because we are normally on sort of like we're running on a low energy sort of level.
Mhm.
Anything that's up feels like unnatural. Like, oh my god, I'm just like I
Yeah.
can do anything, right? It feels unnatural, but it's actually a lot of people say that when you do fasting, prolonged fasting, when you get to your like whatever okay weight, you regain that energy, and it's actually normal to feel this way. So I say on day three I was like kind of jittery, but I just had a lot of energy. Like that's the best way I can
Yeah.
describe it. Yeah, nothing much to add there. We know what you're going to do for the episodes. Anything else?
No, that is it.
All right, guys. I hope that helped, and we'll see you next time.
Right. Bye, you guys. Fast on, my friends.